Learning Zilli Nishmas Etta Ahuva Bava Basra Perik Dala Mishna Tes. So in the last Mishnah we learned that if you sell a field, there are 7 things that are included in the sale. So this Mishnah is going to split up those 7, and we're going to say the opposites, but it's going to be in 2 categories. The first category is the first 3. And over there, if you would say, you would say specifically that you're including everything in the field, then it would be included. And then the second category is going to be the remaining 4. And those 4, even if you say, they're not included. So the Mishnah says, the stones that we said in the prior Mishnah, which are not litzarech the field, if there are reeds in the field that are not litzarech holding up the vines, and the grains that are already detached from the ground. So these 3 things are not included in the field, but if they would be included. And the remaining 4, we only said in the last Mishnah if it was less than a base raiva, it was batal to the field and it was included. But if it's a base raiva, then it's considered a sada b'fnei atzmai. All these 4 are because it's a sada b'fnei atzmai. So therefore, even if you said hi v'chol masha b'seicha, it's not included because it's like its own field. The base hashemer, if it has already cement on it. Those trees that are already older, those are considered chashav b'fnei atzma, and even if you said hi v'chol masha b'seicha, it's not included. Mishnah continues, v'loyes habar, v'loyes hagas, v'loyes hashevach. These are also considered a davar b'fnei atzma. So if you sell a field, it does not include the pit, or a wine press, or the chicken coops, bein charav and bein yeshuvim, whether they're destroyed or whether they're used. Now the next part of the Mishnah we had in Parak Daled, Mishnah Beis, Legabe Moicher es Habayis, and now is mamish the same exact Mishnah, Legabe Moicher es Hasada. So the question is, does it include we just said at the line before that it doesn't include the bar, but what about the path to the bar? So it's the same machlekes we said over there. Rabbi Kiva holds that moicher is ba'ayin yafa moicher, and therefore the moicher would have to buy back the path in order to get to his bar. That the moicher doesn't have to buy it back. Like we said over there, if you said before that you're not selling it, then the moicher doesn't have to buy it back. And the same way they argue over here would be if it's machran la'achar, if you sold the opposite, you sold just the bar, and not the sada. So the lekech does not have to buy the path, because when you sold them the bar, you were moicher b'ayin yafa, and you also sold them the path to get to the bar. That the lekech would need to buy back the derech. So that's mamish the same as we had in Perek Daled Mishnah Beis. The last part of the Mishnah is b'medvar mamurim b'moicher. Everything that we just said now about a field, about a sada, was talking about selling a field. But there's going to be 4 cases where even though it's considered 2 fields, it is bechal. The first thing is noisein matana, noisein eskulim, that if I give a field, the sadeh, it includes all the things we said before, the 4 things in the Mishnah which were considered sadeh b'fnei atzma, meaning the mechitzas kanam shi beis raiva, the shemira shi asuya betit, the charoiv hamorkav, and the sadan hasikma. It's considered a sadeh b'fnei atzma, but by matana it would be included. And the Gemara asks, what's the difference between a mecher and a matana? So the Gemara says, because the lekeach by a mecher, he should have specified, and since he didn't specify, so we say moicher ba'ayin ra moicher, and he's not selling that. But by matana, a person's misbayish if he's getting a matana to say anything, so there's no raya from the fact that he wasn't mefarish, and therefore we say by matana is moicher. Matana gives ba'ayin yafa. The Rashbam just speaks out that even though we said it's including all those things, but it would not include money or to a telusha that has no shaykhs to the karka, things that have no shaykhs to the sada would not be in bechal. The 3 other things that even though it's 2 sadas, both would be included. The ha'achin shecholku zacha b'sada zacha b'kulan. Ha'achin when they get Yerusha. Machzeh b'nichsei ager hichseh b'sada hichseh b'kulan. If someone's machzeh b'nichsei ager, he would get both of these items, even though it's not included in the Sada, that's considered a Sada from the Asma, it will be included. And the last thing is Makdish as Asada, Hikdish as Kulam. By Makdish, you would also include everything, because we say also by Makdish is Makdish Ba'ayin Yafa Makdish. Reb Shimon Omer Makdish Asada Loi Hikdish Ella Es HaCharev Mamorka Es Sadan Hashtikma. So Gemara explains, really Reb Shimon holds Makdish Ba'ayin Ra Makdish, and it doesn't include even the Charev Hamorka V'Sadan Hashtikma. But he's saying L'Divrei Rabbanan, at least you should include the Charev Hamorka V'Sadan Hashtikma, because, or rather, you should only include the Charev HaMorgav and Sadan HaSikman, because those things are Yanki they get Yanika from the field. Perek Hey, Mishna Aleph, HaMoicher Es HaSvina Mocher Es HaToyrim Ves HaNeis Ves HaUgan. If someone sells a boat and includes the pole which the sail is attached to, and the sail and the anchor, Ves Kol HaManhigin Oise, and all the oars or paddles that move the boat, Avaloi Mocher Loyes HaAvadim V'Loyes HaMitzuraf and Loyes HaAntikias, and doesn't include the workers, the bags where the schayr is in, and the schayr itself. However, Bizman Shamal Lehi V'Chol Masha B'Seichi, if he said, I'm selling you a boat and everything included in it, Harei Kulam B'Churin, it even includes those things. Next part of the Mishnah is something else. Macher es hakaran le'macher es haperes, macher es haperes le'macher es hakaran. If you sell a wagon, it doesn't include the animals that lead it, and the opposite also. If you sell the behemoths, it doesn't include the wagon. Macher es hatzemet le'macher es habakar, macher es habakar le'macher es hatzemet. If you sell the yoke, it doesn't include the bakar. If you sell the bakar, it doesn't include the tzemet. And Rabbi Yehuda argues and says it depends how much money was paid. Hadam idea. Kate said, Amar loy mechar litzmadech v'masayim zuz. So we know Hadavi Yedua shein hatzebem masayim zuz. So therefore, you could tell from how much the price is whether it was included or not. You can't tell from the price. The Gemara explains that we're talking about a place that they called. It's not a place that it was very specific that Tzemed was Tzemed and Bakar and Bakar. It was a place that they also called Bakar Tzemed, and therefore you could look basa the price. When the Chachamim say Ein Hadamim Raya, so according to the first shot, it means to say Ein Hadamim Raya, and therefore it will be a Bittul Mekach. According to the second shot, the Mechira and the Tzemed itself would still be Chal. You paid so much money. So we say that something that's Bechidei Shein Adas Toya, that's something that you wouldn't make a mistake, and still I'm giving you the money. Obviously, b'matana nasamla, I'm giving it to you b'matana. So Ein Adam Emraya, and the Mechira would be Chal, and the extra money would be a matana.